for me.
So I have the pleasure to welcome Mitchell, who I met in San Francisco by uh, the Embarcadero, was it?
Hmm.
I got like,
Starbucks right on the pier.
yeah, I got lucky because we got in a conversation and I found out he spent time in France. You spent time in France?
Pretty good amount of time, yeah.
Yeah,
Spent
how
a
long?
total of 10 months,
10 months. That's almost a whole school year.
basically, yeah.
Did you study during those 10 months?
Yeah, so I took 2 semesters there total.
American
Um,
University?
Not American University, but I was studying at Aix-Marseille Université. Yeah,
Oh.
so I took a summer class
Mm-hmm.
before the fall semester.
Mm-hmm.
So I started around mid-July or so,
Yeah.
and that went for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then I officially started the first semester around September 10th.
Yeah.
And then that went till about December 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 to 4 months total for the first semester.
For
And then,
the summer school.
yeah,
Were you like a visiting student exchange kind of thing?
basically, yeah. So I had a student visa and
And
I
then
was
you stayed
eligible.
longer.
Yeah, just my visa went till June. So
Mm.
I stayed about 2 weeks after the visa.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a tricky process to deal with, but it ended up working out.
Okay. So you did 2 semester where you learned languages or where you learned whatever was your major?
So I didn't do any computer science classes at all, and
Yeah.
that's my major here.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, it's a course. It's like the coursework is for foreign students.
Mm-hmm.
It's for foreign students who want to come there, and
They want to learn international laws or
exactly,
something?
yeah. So a lot of my classmates,
Yeah.
they wanted to become teachers in the future, or one of my good friends wanted to become a translator. So for him, he also was learning English, so he was practicing his English with me while I spoke French to him.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my Malaysian friends, he wanted to become a teacher in France, so that was kind of the introductory way that he could learn French and begin doing that as his career.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So you got to meet international students?
Yeah, it was pretty unexpected too, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't realize that there would be such a diverse group of people
Mm.
at the university that I was at.
Wow. So they were what? Asian, Europeans, Africans, all kinds?
Yeah, so a lot of Europeans, obviously. So there's a good amount of French people. There's a Austrian girl that I was studying with.
Yeah.
Good amount of German
Really?
students.
Yeah.
What else? Definitely
And
a lot
it was
of,
in the south of France.
yeah.
That's
So
very pleasant in the summer.
yeah,
You
it's
went to the
wonderful.
beach every day?
Not every day, but I definitely was thinking about it. I wanted to.
Okay, so you were close to the beach? Is the university close to the beach?
So I was studying in Aix-en-Provence, which is
Aix-en-Provence?
about 35 minutes away from the
Oh,
coastline. Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
So on weekends you would definitely go?
Yeah. So my girlfriend, she received her license
Yeah.
while I was living there with her. So we would take her car and we would bring her dog to the beach as well. So
Oh,
we'd all like have a little
she was
beach trip.
French.
Yeah. So she is born in France and she's a native French speaker. And we met because
And you practice French with her?
actually with her, it was a different story because when I met her, she was studying at my high school
Oh,
to learn English.
okay.
So she was doing an immersion program as well.
Ah,
So the focus of her program was to speak English.
so you had to speak with her?
Yeah. So we were originally speaking English as our first language. So that's kind of the habitual
Oh, okay.
method that we
Okay.
communicate.
And then you
Yeah,
learned French at the university?
exactly. So that was one of the main goals was to not only become immersed in the language, but have a good enough grasp of the language so that I could communicate with her and ultimately with her family and the rest of the French people.
Oh, you could have stayed there and finished your full stack developing study in France,
I
or
probably
it's
could
not
have,
the
yeah.
same.
It's actually I tried to do that. I wanted to Um, I wanted to do some work with Disney, Euro Disney. That's
okay. Euro
that's
Disney.
centered in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a family connection that is currently working there, and we were trying to work something out. But
Where when you finish school you can go?
yeah,
That
yeah.
would be awesome, right?
hmm So that would have been for this summer, but it was pretty complicated trying to figure out a visa because I would have had to extend it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the student visa I had for the 2 semesters I was doing finished on June 1st,
Mm-hmm.
so I would have had to extend it. I was looking at a short-term visa, which is for 3 months,
Mhm.
and then you can
Tourist, and
extend
then
it, yeah.
extend it.
Mhm.
So when you finish your San Francisco State University year, you can apply for a visa.
If I want to, yeah.
If you
I want to go back.
Yeah, that's right. But you have at least 2 more years of schooling here.
At least 2 years, yeah. Probably a little bit more,
Yeah,
just because I went to France, so my coursework here is a little bit delayed
extended.
as a result. Yeah.
Oh, so you have to stay 3 years in America. Except you can go on in the summer.
Yeah, so there's the summer classes, there's like the summer school, which is that's an option, and also classes during the winter as well.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's awesome. So, how did you get into? So now you're gonna study computer science.
Mhm.
You're gonna become a developer, and then the problem is if you find that first job, you'll be stuck in America again, unless you
Stuck in a bubble.
unless you make plans to find a job directly in Europe. But that's another story. When you finish, that will be 2 years in the making. I mean, you have to think about it.
It's coming up. It's coming in pretty hot though. It's definitely something that I'm thinking about and
You don't
trying
know
to prepare for.
which way you want to go.
I do, but it's the opportunity hasn't arrived
Presented
necessarily.
yet. Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on a lot for this year.
Okay.
It's one of my main goals is to
Develop something over there.
not in France, but just get more experience with different projects. So that's why I'm working on the Harpley project, which I'll tell you about, and then
So yeah, about the project you're working on. So a student with you are developing a game.
yeah. So it's not through SF State or
It's independent.
yeah. So it's independent of SF State and my studies. Actually, my brother was the one that told me about it because he's a developer on it as well.
Okay.
And
So your brother say, hey, why don't you do that with my friend?
yeah. So he has one of his good friends from Davis.
Mm.
So his good friend is named Cheyenne, and they got to know each other pretty well at Davis, and then they got together for this project, and there's about 6, I think potentially 7 people total.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a pretty small group, but we're still in the development stages for the actual game, and I'd say probably in the next couple of months we're gonna continue to expand upon it. And
Is it
yeah.
all animation or what is it? Is it how to write game? What
it's
is it? What's the language you use?
so I'm currently developing mostly in JavaScript.
Java.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's for the front end part of it, and then everything that's on the server side, that's with Node.js, which is the same thing as JavaScript, but it's
So you had to learn 2 languages to do it.
technically, yeah. Node.js is a little bit more, I guess it's a little bit more complicated compared to the front end JavaScript,
I see.
just because there's a lot of just setting up the server, and it's just like a different category. Yeah.
Is it true there's a language that's gonna replace 6 languages? I don't know. I mean, they're developing so many things nowadays. I mean, there's a lot of new things coming up where
Sure.
everything is kind of done for you, kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of middleware.
It's called middle.
There's middleware.
I see.
Yeah. So it's software that is
Does-
there to make everybody's job easier. So it
Okay.
makes the process a bit simpler.
So you don't have to study as much.
Yeah, exactly. It's there. I
So
don't need to
that's
study anymore.
oh yeah, you don't, and also your schooling will be shorter
Yeah. So I might not even need my degree if I just
if you use
continue learning about
those.
this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so maybe you can also, if you finish learning, how to program, you can take courses in international business or something to help you become maybe an entrepreneur or a startup. Because even if you have a game, you gotta know how to run a business, how to sell the game, how to hire employees. So you might want to
It's
take
true.
classes on that so that your game will be profitable.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing a lot recently.
Oh, you're learning on your own?
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of self-teaching, kind of self-learning, and
About how to run a business?
not necessarily the business side. I'm curious about that, but at least, yeah, that's actually one of the things that I'm trying
You
to
need
learn
to
more
learn.
about. Yeah, is creating the business and how to make sure
Running,
that
get
it's
capital,
successful. Yeah,
raise capital. That's important, raising capital.
yeah,
Yeah, the previous guest was telling us that it's impossible to be poor in America. That was the name of his book. Because in his book he gives people idea on how to get capital, how to have an idea. You if you get a chance, you can listen to the interview. But you can also get his book on Amazon. It's Impossible to Be Poor in America, by Paul LeJoy.
Okay.
But I'll send you a copy of the interview if you're
It
interested.
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So, what is your game about? What's the theme?
Theme.
Or what's about? What is about?
Sure. So the theme of the game is it's a simulator. So it's a testing application that we want to give to our users so that they can create their own decks.
I see.
So it's based off of a card trading game. That's the premise of it.
Okay.
And there's a lot of different card trading games that are out there. Just to name a few, there's Magic the Gathering. There's Hearthstone, which is Blizzard's take on card trading games, and there's a few others out there.
Okay.
Yeah, but for those games, the creators they already have they have their own cards for those games, so you can't necessarily create your own cards.
I see.
Yeah, so what we're trying to bring to the table is create something that allows users to test their own cards and to create them, and then to play them against their friends or to play against an opponent like a computer. So for that, they'd be playing with themselves to test the cards that they've created.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna take a while to develop fully.
Yeah, it's been about, I think I started in mid-April
Mm-hmm.
was when I was first brought onto the team.
So you want to add more ideas to the game?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because I think that initially when we begin working on an idea, there's a lot of initial progress and it's really exciting to start an idea.
Yeah.
And then I think the more that I add to the game, the more that I realize how much more work there is to do in order to complete it. So it's like
as you play, the idea come to your mind, right?
yeah, because there's so much possibilities with the game.
Yes.
And it's definitely like it's teaching me a lot about
continuous.
Yes, it's very continuous and constant.
Development.
Yeah.
It's like a work in progress, year after year after year after year. As people who are going to play the game are going to give you ideas too.
Yeah, so that's actually what we're trying to create a testable version that people can use.
And they get different ideas than yours.
Exactly, so we can get that feedback, and it's really important to hear the perspectives of the people that are testing it and trying it out. Because as you said, it's a perspective that's other than our own.
That's right. So everybody has different ways of playing a game. So until school starts soon, right? In the end of August?
It starts, I think it's like August 21st. That's what I've been telling people that
So
ask.
you still have 1 month where you can work on your game?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to work on it during the semester, but I'll be a bit more busy then.
Yeah, Yeah, so you'll be doing development and stuff like that. Do you know the basis of computer science?
Basis?
I mean, did you learn the basics or not yet? Did you learn what the computer is made of and all that?
Yeah, so that's so there's like computer science, which is a pretty broad field, and then there's the software engineering part, which is kind of more on the technical, kind of how a computer works. So on a basic level, I know how a computer functions. You know, there's the CPU, you have your RAM, you have a certain amount of memory and storage that, like the RAM, for example, needs to be allocated when you open up a program or when you do something. And I kind of have a basic understanding, but it's continually updating.
You're going to take more basic computer science course.
Yeah. So I'll need to take a machine learning class.
Right,
so that,
right.
Yeah.
So that they teach gaming also here.
Yeah, I saw that on the computer. There's all the slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a private class about gaming, you can come here. Come here on the weekend. They teach on weekends too. So that's only if you have time, of course, because I know that on top of that you are working.
Yes.
Are you going to stop working during school year?
I probably will put a pause on it for a little bit, just so I can focus
be a
more
better
time.
student.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
It's hard to work a lot of hours, 40 hours, which is like 30 to 40 hours, which is full time, and then also trying to fit in school and classes.
And get A plus.
Yeah, to get good grades is difficult.
Mm-hmm. No, it's better to let the work wait for a while. Put it on a burner. I know I already gave you that advice, but yeah, work can always be there waiting for you. You know, this job's a dime a dozen. You know.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult position, at least right now, because I understand that, but at the same time, I'm trying to get like a internship type experience.
Kind of work.
Yeah, and just something that I can continue to learn with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as we talked about, it's difficult to fit that in with school and like a full-time schedule of classes and everything.
When you were in Paris, was it a different kind of teaching? Because it was in French, I assume.
Yeah, so I wasn't in Paris. I was in Aix-en-Provence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
okay,
it's
when you
besides
were
the
in
point,
France,
though.
was
Yeah.
it a different kind of teaching?
Yeah, it was definitely different. The classes are much smaller,
Okay.
and at least the French teachers that I had were very engaging, and they asked the students in the class a lot of questions.
Okay.
Yes, participation is very important because that's how
people exchange ideas.
Yes, the exchange of ideas, and also it's a way for students to practice.
To be interested in the topic. Yeah.
Yeah, and to practice their language speaking.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you got to practice your French.
Mm-hmm.
So, you think you can handle a conversation in French?
Yeah, totally.
Ok, donc tu as passé quelque temps en France, en Aix-en-Provence.
Uh-huh.
Et tu as étudié quelle matière?
Quel métier? Donc, en fait, j'aime beaucoup de changer en français parce que ça fait un mois, un mois, plus ou moins, depuis je suis arrivé ici.
Okay.
Donc, j'aime beaucoup de
oublié,
parler encore.
Il faut parler, oui. Non, mais qu'est-ce que tu as étudié en Aix-en-Provence?
Donc, c'était simplement la langue française.
La langue française?
Oui. Et en plus, avec de culture et de politique, le philo aussi.
Ah, tu as aimé ça?
Oui. J'aimais beaucoup parce que le...
Professeur?
Pas le... Oui, le professeur aussi. Ils étaient magnifiques, mais c'était la signification de le métier, c'était d'apprendre la langue française. Donc, tous les jours,
tu pratiques.
Ouais, j'ai pratiqué, j'ai parlé
Mhm.
les langues
Mhm.
et c'était, pour moi, je pense que j'ai parlé un petit peu plus euh, de mes autres camarades parce que j'ai habité avec la famille de ma copine. Donc c'était un peu plus facile. Mais au début, quand je suis arrivé, euh, c'était difficile pour moi euh, psychologiquement parce que j'ai eu les idées dedans, mais j'ai pas connu tous les mots pour décrire, to describe.
Mhm.
Yeah, to describe
Pour décrire.
the ideas, yeah.
Ah, d'accord. Et le deuxième semestre, tu as appris
Ouais.
quelque chose d'autre.
Donc, il y a, il y a un certain, il y a les niveaux
Mhm.
de langue
Mhm.
et j'ai commencé avec le niveau A2.
Ah, d'accord.
Ouais. Donc, tu le
Oh,
connais?
le niveau 2. Et après, tu es passé à quoi? Le deuxième
Ouais. J'ai
semestre?
fini avec B1.
B1.
Ouais, le niveau B1. Donc,
D'accord.
c'est en fait le niveau A,
Mm.
il y a A1 et A2.
Mhm.
Et pour les deux, c'est plus pour les prononciations des mots
Mhm.
et la grammaire. C'est le fondement
Mhm.
du langue.
Mhm.
Et pour le niveau B1, c'est plus pour les idées, pour, comment je peux dire, pour décrire. Um,
Pour
it's
des...
to, yeah, I lost my French.
It's okay. It's okay. So the second semester, le deuxième semestre, tu faisais des progrès et c'était un niveau plus élevé du français.
Ouais, c'était plus élevé parce que c'est plus pour les idées.
C'était
C'est
pour parler des idées.
ouais, pour parler, pour expliquer. Donc, c'est pour ça, euh, les profs, ils ont demandé à les étudiants,
De participer.
exactement, de participer à chaque cours et de... Yeah, it's really difficult for me to
Ok. Donc,
translate
à
in
la
French, but...
cafétéria, par exemple, entre les cours, tu
Ouais.
rencontres des étudiants étrangers. Alors, toi, tu parlais en anglais, eux, ils parlaient en allemand, l'autre, il parlait... Chacun parlait sa langue d'origine ou chacun parlait en français?
Euh, la, la majorité des jeunes, ils ont parlé en français,
Hein, pour
mais
pratiquer.
ouais, il y avait une culmination
Mhm.
de langues
Ouais.
parce qu'il y a
Il y avait l'allemand,
allemand, euh,
espagnol,
oui, espagnol, il y avait
japonais,
plein,
non?
ouais, japonais,
Oui.
asiatique, russe. J'ai eu des amis colombiens aussi,
Ah oui.
donc les jeunes qui viennent de Sud-Amérique,
Parler
ouais,
tu pouvais
donc
parler avec
en
eux?
espagnol. Pour moi, non, c'était c'était en français, mais
D'accord.
ouais,
D'accord. Donc toi, tu connais surtout l'anglais et le français.
oui. Et les langues programmatiques aussi.
Ah oui, 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 oui. Combien de langues tu connais?
Euh,
Tu connais Java?
ouais, donc c'est Java, c'est C++,
Oui.
un peu. Aujourd'hui, pas beaucoup, mais c'est là.
C'est là où ça se passe.
Ça, ça passe un peu,
Oui, oui.
mais maintenant c'est plus JavaScript et un peu de Python, juste récemment,
Mhm.
parce que
Python,
mercredi,
c'est populaire?
oui, c'est très populaire pour for
Les-
data extraction,
Ah, d'accord.
for analyzing, pour le data analytique, c'est
Oui,
ça?
oui.
Ouais.
Data analytics.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for a lot of data analysis, last Wednesday I went to this class. IBM was hosting it, and basically they were teaching people how to do machine learning and a little bit of AI in order to create models of clients.
Wow.
So I think that was the basis of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. AI is going to take over your job.
I hope it doesn't.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a little bit scary.
No, I mean, there's so much stuff behind the scene that automate a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to learn about it ultimately.
Yeah. They
Because,
do the analysis for the human brain, basically.
Yeah.
Mais ça, tu n'as pas appris ça en France, tu as appris ça ici,
Ouais,
aux États-Unis.
ouais. Aux États-Unis, en France, j'ai commencé.
Un peu d'informatique.
Ouais, mais c'était pas.
C'est pas des langues.
Ouais, c'était pas à l'université.
Ah bon?
C'était juste.
Toi-même.
Soit moi, ouais. Donc, j'ai commencé en novembre l'année dernière, juste avec un projet, un petit projet. Et.
Tu peux nous montrer une photo de ton jeu sur ton iPhone?
Mon jeu, en fait, j'ai mon ordinateur aussi.
Ah oui, montre.
Si ça marche.
Tu peux?
Ouais.
Ouvre. Tu peux voir une image dessus?
Let's see. So yeah, basically the
image is there of the game?
Yeah. So I can show it to you.
What color is your game?
What color is it?
Is it like orange and brown? I think I didn't see it, but it was kind of far away.
It's I added like a purple hue to it.
Oh, purple.
It's like kind of purple, dark purple, and kind of like a little bit of red, I guess.
I guess you can change the colors anytime you want, right? When you develop something.
Yeah, exactly. So.
So the colors is a different function of the game.
The color isn't a really big part of it.
Open one image. Can you click on one image and make it large?
You mean on the cards
here? On the
here?
screen. Can you make a large image? So because from far away it's hard to see.
This is probably the biggest that I can make it.
Didn't you have a full screen last time I saw you? Oh,
full
maybe you played it. Maybe you played it last time.
Yeah.
You played it and I could see the whole screen?
This is the game right here.
I know, but last time I saw a full image on the screen.
Full image? I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe it was on your phone then.
Yeah, it might have been.
I could have seen the whole screen with it.
Yeah, it might have been on my
on your
mobile phone.
On your phone.
Yeah.
So here you cannot click and make it full screen.
I don't really understand what you're.
Like if you click on, like when you click on an image, you can enlarge it. Can you click on one of this image and make it large?
So yeah, there's the zoom in feature for the cards.
That's what I meant. Zoom in.
Okay. So yeah, this is one of the features that I implemented.
Okay, turn it toward here.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so what does it show? It looks like a spider.
Yeah, so these are just placeholder cards. These are I mentioned earlier the game Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
So these are actually Magic the Gathering cards. And we just have all of these files here. I can show you that as well. We just have them saved locally.
Okay. Oh yeah, that one is big. I can see that one. No, go back. I just saw a big one.
To which one?
Yeah, that one is big. Show that one. Turn around. No, with the image it was full screen.
You mean my desktop?
Yeah, I could see the whole thing on the side. Yeah, here you go.
This one?
Yeah, this one. Turn it around. Turn it around before yeah, there you go. So it's a mountain.
Yeah, that's just my desktop screen.
Oh, that's not the game.
No, it's not the game. So this is the game here. This is
Oh,
the whole game.
can you
here.
make one of those images as big as your screen? I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No worries.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is full screen. This is as big as it can
Those
get.
are cards then.
Yeah.
Okay. So the cards, it's like a game of cards?
Yes. But the objective that we're
Yeah.
trying to achieve here is to allow the player
Yeah.
to have the cards that they're playing,
Mm.
but then we also want them to be able to reset a move that they've done, or like move a card into the graveyard if they want to, or like if I wanted to, I can send this card to the battlefield, and it shows up here on the battlefield. And normally in a card trading game, the cards require mana, which is the amount of energy it takes to play a card. And there's that feature in the game. You can play a card by using your mana, but we also want the player to have as much freedom and liberation as possible. So
is there a winner and a loser in that game?
yeah. So right here, it says the player 1's health, the player 1 life, and then the player 2 life, which is set at 30.
Oh.
And once the player life hits 0, then the player that has the most life is the winner.
The most life, you mean the most people he killed?
Not the most people that he killed. That could be one way that the player
Okay.
could win.
Okay.
But yeah, the basic way to win is to reduce your opponent's life to 0.
Oh, okay.
And once
okay.
their life is 0, then you
Oh,
win.
you killed him. Is it?
Yeah.
It can be played between 2 or 3.
Between 2 people currently.
Oh, 2 people. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's reduce the casualties. It's not like slash. You're all dead. No, that's not it. Okay. It's
Yeah,
the
it could be
length
cool
of,
too.
the length of the life of the person.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Wow, I never heard of that one. Okay. Should be interesting. People want to live a long life, you know. Do they start at what age? 90?
Right now we have each player starting at 30.
30.
Yeah.
That's very young.
It's pretty young, yes. Well, basically it's not comparable to a human's life.
Okay.
It's a number.
It's just a game.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
Mm-hmm. So basically each card, they have a certain amount of attack.
I see.
They have an attack stat and they have a health stat.
Okay.
So if I wanted to attack with the spider card here that I have just
spider.
played,
Yeah.
if I were to, let's just say the card has 2 attack.
Yeah.
If I were to attack the opponent directly, then I would deal 2 damage to their life, and then now they would have 28 health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how the health is
That's
structured.
the game.
Uh-huh.
Whose idea was it?
Originally, it was actually a side project that my brother was developing,
Okay.
and my brother, he attended a coding boot camp.
Okay.
So this
They
was
came up with the idea.
yeah. So this was basically a Magic the Gathering recreation that he wanted to build as a side project.
Okay.
And
it's gonna be on an app, I assume, since most people play with their phone. So you know how to do apps
yeah, so I want to begin doing
for the computer. Yeah.
Yeah. So the version that we have right now is currently for desktop,
Yeah.
but I've been throwing out the idea of creating a mobile version.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's another knowledge. I mean, an app.
It's a bit different, yeah.
I heard you can learn in 24 hours how to be an app developer, but
It's
if
not
you
really
want,
realistic.
It's not realistic, but there's courses online for that. Become an app developer.
There's a lot of information out there, but it's difficult to sift through what is
All
good
of it.
information and what
Oh.
is bad information. I'm not saying that all the information out there is bad, but I think it's hard to
What would be applicable to you or not?
Sure. Yeah, what is applicable, or where a good direction to take the knowledge that is being
online.
taught. Yeah, because there's a lot of online courses, and the advertising phrase that they use a lot is like coding is fun. It's like coding is easy. You can learn it in the short amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a false.
It's false
statement.
because you need a lot of background before it becomes easy.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of dedication to understand what's actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's partly the issue I have with a lot of the middleware and a lot of the products that are there to help developers, is that they take away from the actual concepts, like what's actually going on under the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So just as an example, I was telling you about node.js, which is on the server side.
Yeah.
And for that, there's a middleware which is really handy, and which is what we're actually using. It's called express.js. And what it does is it makes setting up the server much easier and much cleaner to do. It's still totally possible to do it without that middleware, but it's there to make the process easier. And that, for that reason alone, I think that a lot of developers may learn how the middleware works and not actually how the programming works, like actually on the bottom.
Wow. So yeah, this sounds like I mean, it's a game, so it adds a little fun to the boringness of coding, correct? I would say so. It's a game.
It's it's been enjoyable to develop. It's been like I was telling you about the initial surge of development.
Yeah.
And so I'll show you here so for each card there's an actionable cards menu.
Yeah.
And it shows up here. This is what allows the player to return a card to hand if they need to. We're going to turn it to their deck, send the card to the graveyard. We can deal damage to a card. We can increase or decrease the health or attack stats.
But on the thing, the explanation will be really basic. I mean, anybody can understand the rules, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You don't want the rules that's gonna say, "Oh, that's too complicated."
Yeah, we want to make it as
you want to make it as
possible.
basic as possible, so everybody
Coherent.
can play it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it should be. I mean, because from far away the colors are kind of dark, unless you're gonna enlarge it, and then it will be a lighter color to contrast with the background of the screen. But right now, unless you enlarge the image, you cannot really see. When you enlarge the image, I could see it's a spider, but the others, I have no idea what they are, unless I take a magnifier with my hand. But they will be presented differently, I assume.
Yeah, so that's one of the development aspects of.
You have to make it look larger.
Yeah, not just making it larger, but it's really important to optimize an application for all types of users.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of.
I can see what's going on. I cannot see.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I can kind of see it, but as you were saying,
did you name that game or not yet?
Named it? The name is already Heartbleed. I didn't come up with that. That was already what the name was. Heartbleed.
Heart?
Yeah, like heart.
Oh my god.
Like corps.
Yeah.
In French, and then bleed. So
okay. So it's a pretty kind of cruel game.
It's well, there isn't any like visual violence or anything necessarily.
It's just that you gotta reduce the person's life.
Yeah, that's for right now at least, that's the one way that a player can win the game. But the emphasis is more for users to test the cards and decks that they've put together, and it's really not.
When you study computer science, can you go directly into game development? Give it just games like people who work for Jenga and all that.
Yeah, that's one of the options.
That's one of the specialty you can take, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm not really trying to
become
go into
a game developer.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah,
but
you studying for something else then.
Yeah, I'm trying to head more towards. I guess I'm trying to head more towards the deep learning kind of. The AI part of it. And
you like AI? I like AI too. I love the idea that somebody else is going to think for me.
It's a very weird but satisfying thing to learn about, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of work done behind the scenes so that it's so make it easier for the people using it, right? Mm-hmm. It does all the thinking for them.
Yeah, which is kind of like it's kind of like a controversial issue as well. Mm-hmm. Kind of.
People don't want. They want also to have the input of a human in there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want the
computer to think for them.
Sure. Yeah, they don't want the computer to do the thinking for them, or maybe the work that is involved with doing something. But a lot of what AI provides, it makes the process simpler just with how fast that operates. Mm. And there's a lot of automation that can be done.
Is there a big market for games now?
Yeah, I would say the gaming industry is pretty popular. It's pretty poppin', yeah.
Do you play games? When you were younger, maybe?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was a pretty avid gamer, but I kind of deviated away from that track just because my interest...
So this will be for 13-year-old?
It can be. It's... honestly, I think the age range is pretty broad.
Oh, it could be for older?
Yeah, because a lot of... like my brother plays these type of trading card games, and Cheyenne as well, and a few other people who are on the team.
Really?
So it's
they give you ideas and you develop it?
Yeah, they definitely give a lot of ideas and feedback, and that's one of the cool things about the project is just hearing back from other developers and other people. Mm-hmm. Going back to what we were talking about hearing other perspectives.
Yeah.
And that's really important to receive and to listen, because it's at least for my previous projects, it's only been myself working on them. Mm-hmm. And this project involves a lot of other people and a culmination of interest. So mm-hmm. It's like a culmination of minds being put together to make this happen. So it's
since you'll be at San Francisco State, you're moving to San Francisco, so you'll be able to come here on weekends and do some of that. Definitely. If you're gonna be in town, right?
It's gonna make traveling around the city much easier.
Yeah, you can do so much more when you cut down your travel time to 5 minutes.
It's going to be lovely.
Half an hour instead of 2 hours. It took you about 2 hours, you said, right?
Basically, yeah.
That's way too much. That's 4 hours a day, back and forth.
It's basically not even worth it to come down here.
Yeah.
But
I do appreciate you coming down, by the way. But I know it's a long ways.
Yeah, it's worth it for me, though, to come down here, and there's a lot of opportunities. Mm-hmm. So I definitely...
You like to be around where it's happening, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because over there it's kind of the countryside kind of thing.
Yeah, Petaluma is a pretty funny place. So Petaluma is my hometown. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And there's
about 100,000 people, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's getting pretty massive. It's grown a lot since I moved there when I was younger. They have there's definitely a lot of work opportunities there, mm-hmm. but it's definitely a different pace than the city for sure. Mm-hmm. And a lot of countryside. It's very beautiful there. There's a lot of
trees.
nature areas to visit, and I love that about Petaluma, but it's also a bubble. It's easy to get stuck there.
Oh, okay.
And
No, because it's traffic safety is very important now in San Francisco. Even though they created the bike lane, it's still not safe, because so much traffic. So be safe when you drive here, please. I mean, just because I'm worried
try
about
to do,
you.
yeah.
I'm really worried about you. You're on a bike and all that. It's not a motorcycle, is it?
No,
No, it's a bike. Oh my God.
pedaling on the bike, yeah.
Yeah. Did you put the helmet, maybe?
I wear a helmet all the time, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so you brought a book with you. What is it about?
Yeah, so I just started this book. As you can see, it's pretty beefy. I'm not.
It's like 100 page or 1,000 page almost.
I think it's
500.
around 1,000. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, so it's.
So
just
are you
from
reading
peeking.
it to get ideas?
Yeah, it is kind of. It's definitely a thought-provoking book.
Okay.
I'm only 60 pages in, but there's a lot of.
It's fiction.
Yeah, so it's fiction, and I guess to give a summary of the plot, there's this guy. His name is. His last name is Dantes,
Oh.
and he's this.
He's a character in a play.
Okay, so you've heard that name as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he's the sailor that returns to Marseille.
Oh.
So that's why it's pretty cool, because it takes place in the same
In
area that I
Marseille?
was studying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he returns after this voyage, and the captain of the ship passes away.
Oh.
So basically the captain position is available for him to take.
Oh.
So he is
He
about to
takes-
be appointed that.
Okay.
Yeah, but he, in addition to that, he's also in love with this girl that is named Mercedes, and they're going through all of the I guess all of they're moving towards getting married. Yeah.
The romance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of love, a little bit
Yeah.
of, adventure, a little bit of. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should add a little bit of romance in your game. Makes it more exciting, right? I mean, unless you want to keep that out, especially if it's for 12-year-old.
We could add something like that. It would be cool
Like
to
friendship, at least, because if 12-year-old
Sure.
are gonna play, you want to keep it platonic kind of thing,
Yeah, we might add some characters at some point, like
Mhm.
some playable characters,
Yeah.
and maybe with that we can add some sort of friendships between
Yeah.
the characters, or
That's very good.
some sort of storyline or
Yeah.
plot that the character or that the users can follow.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, the more you read fiction, the more ideas you're gonna get. I think it's good to read.
Yeah, reading is. I'm trying to read more, but I think I'm a slow reader. It takes me a long time to finish books.
You can take a speed reading class.
Yeah,
You can read a book
potentially.
in 2 hours. You use a pencil,
Skim over everything.
Yeah, you skim.
Yeah, I've
because
seen those people.
and some
It's
people
crazy.
also read one page in one glance. You learn that too.
I don't know how they do that.
No, me neither. But some people learn it to do that. They just pick a picture of the page. But that's another topic. But if you learn speed reading, it will speed up also your study. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing to do. So we could go back a little bit in French. Quels sont les gens que tu as connus à Aix-en-Provence?
À Aix-en-Provence. Donc,
Les étudiants.
donc les étudiants, j'ai parlé avec
Les habitants.
Oui, les habitants, les entrepreneurs
Mhm.
de ville.
Ah oui?
Donc,
Parce qu'ils ont la Silicon Valley du Sud, c'est ça?
en fait, il y a ils s'en appellent cette place une petite Silicon Valley.
Oui.
C'est il y a les bureaux.
Tu es allé là-bas?
Ouais,
Okay.
Je suis allé là
Ouais.
parce que le père de ma copine, il a
Travailler
travaillé,
là-bas.
il travaille dans un bureau là.
Ah,
Ouais. C'est pour un
entrepreneur.
ouais, c'est pour un
Startup kind of startup place where people get together.
it wasn't
Incubator.
necessarily a startup.
Incubator. Oh,
It's like a larger company. It's
I
called
see.
Dakin.
Oh,
So they do like air conditioning appliances, and they install those
oh,
into large facilities, and then I
okay.
think in smaller areas as well.
Okay. So she's telling me I'm out of time, so I'm going to wrap it up.
Okay.
I enjoyed getting to know you better. Thank you so much for
Yeah, thank you
coming
for
all the way
having me.
from Petaluma. But I look forward for you to move to San Francisco, so it'll be easier for you to communicate and maybe meet you at Starbucks, whatever. So it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.